Yeah, the future of that crime bill may still be up for debate, but it is generating a lot of input from people across the district, and that includes a friend of Mike Gill. Gill was a former election official who was shot during a violent crime rampage last week.
Yeah, and just 3 days ago, we learned he died from his injuries. More than a week later, and all new tonight, that friend is speaking to our Matthew Torres.
He is live close to where Gill was shot on K Street Northwest. Matthew, what is that friend saying to you?
Leslie, civil rights attorney Deonna Lewis worked closely with Mike Gill at the D.C. Board of Elections. He was the only GOP board member. And while she's remembering him tonight as a kind and respected professional, she's certainly keeping a close eye on what happens next with this D.C. crime bill.
It's literally just like floating in a nightmare, right? Because how could this be?
Just days after Mike Gill died, Deonna Maria Lewis describes being in disbelief. The father of three was shot near City Center while waiting in his vehicle to pick up his wife last Monday afternoon.
I'll just be going about my day and I'll just be thinking about the fact that Mike was laying on the ground outside of his car, literally in a pool of his own blood.
Gill was the senior vice president of Housing Policy Council and served in the U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission under President Donald Trump. The civil rights attorney worked closely with Gill at the D.C. Board of Elections, viewing him more as an uncle.
Some people often say, oh, this person was so great, right? But no, he was a great human spirit, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of race.
In a statement to WSA 9, Gill's wife said knowing Mike even casually meant becoming extended family, as he relished opening our home to friends and colleagues to bring people together. Police say 28-year-old suspect Artel Cunningham also killed another person in Noma during a carjacking rampage. He was eventually killed by officers in Prince George's County. Investigators believe this suspect was going through a mental health crisis.
People are very concerned about having to go back to work in downtown D.C. because these days, violence can strike wherever, whenever.
Lewis is speaking to WSA 9 as D.C. Council is set to vote on a sweeping crime legislation, which she believes is a step in the right direction.
Accountability is paramount, and we as a district want to be rehabilitative as well. But I think there needs to be a balance between our two communities. We have to do something.
And of course, as we had just heard moments ago, D.C. Council passed this bill in its first vote. Now, the president of Housing Policy Council, where Mike Gill worked, also released a statement expressing his concerns, anger, and frustration about the violence in our city, saying, quote, "It must be stopped." Leslie?
Yeah, thinking about his family tonight for sure, Matthew. Thank you.